Chapter 93, Cammy's whisper. High above Earth's surface, the lookout floated in solemn silence, an ancient monument untouched by time. The sky above was unusually clear, yet the air around the divine platform was heavy with tension. Cammy, Earth's guardian, stood at the edge of the marble platform, gazing toward the west. His brow furrowed. Something had shifted in the world's key, not just an increase in strength, but a resonance that echoed from a place far older than Earth itself. Behind him, Mr. Popo approached quietly. "You felt it again." Cammy nodded, his eyes sharp. "It's no ordinary force. 3 of them. Not of this world, yet not enemies either. But their key burns like fire inside a storm. Should I prepare the trial chambers?" Popo asked gently. Cammy turned, the flowing edges of his robe catching the breeze. "Yes. Earth may not be their target, but their power will draw conflict. The balance must be maintained." Mount Yanzabit, Ember Valley outskirts. Daiko, Karo, and Zarek stood before the exit of the training cavern where they had refined their key control post-Ember core resonance. In the week since arriving, their presence had caused subtle disturbances, animal migrations, sudden weather shifts, and strange readings on capsule corp tech. "Time to move," Zarek said flatly. "We're starting to attract attention." "About time," Karo muttered, cracking his knuckles. "We can't hide forever." Daiko remained quiet, his gaze fixed on the sky. He could feel it again, that soft pull, like a beacon made of light and memory. "Cammy's watching us," he said finally. "He's the guardian of this world. I think he's inviting us." Zarek snorted. "And you just know that how?" Daiko turned to him with a smirk. "Because I can hear him whispering." The lookout, trial platform. When the trio arrived via flight, hovering above the clouds, they found Popo already waiting at the edge. "I am Mr. Popo." "You've been expected," he said simply. Karo tilted his head. "So, no guards? No traps?" "No. You will face the trials. If Cammy deems you worthy, you will receive his blessing and knowledge of this world. If not, you will fall." Daiko stepped forward. "That's fair." Without another word, the ground before them glowed. 3 pathways opened, each one radiating an aura that resonated uniquely with each warrior. The left path pulsed with regeneration and mental clarity, Zarek's trial. The center flared with fierce balance and flickers of dark and light, Daiko's path. The right shone with precision and relentless energy, Karo's path. "Enter," said Popo. "And remember, these are not battles of fists, but of spirit." Within the trial chambers, Zarek's trial, he faced a mirrored version of himself, cold, emotionless, but with complete control over his regenerative Magen cells. The battle pushed him into using restraint over rage, eventually forcing him to embrace balance over brute strength. Karo's trial, a battlefield of illusions, each enemy faster than the last. Karo had to slow his mind, not speed it up, learning how to control his serially and targeting abilities under pressure. In the silence, he found his key could slow his perception of time briefly, a potential new technique. Daiko's trial, his chamber was a void of light and flame. He faced no opponent. But instead, his own lingering doubts, fears, and the monstrous silhouette of an Ozara formed from shadow and ash. At the peak, the image of Bardock stood before him, not an enemy, but an echo of bloodline and memory. "You've inherited more than power," Bardock's echo spoke. "You carry our will. Don't forget it." Daiko's body surged with new purpose. His aura burst into silver-blue flame briefly, hinting at something far beyond what he'd reached so far. Outside, after the trials, the 3 emerged together, a calm silence settling between them. Popo gave a rare nod. "You have passed." Cammy appeared before them, descending lightly from above, staff in hand. "You are not of this earth. Yet your purpose touches it now. I will not stop you, but you must know this, your power will draw the attention of many, and not all are as patient as I." Daiko bowed slightly. "We understand." Cammy's eyes locked on him. "Your path may one day cross with the one born of Earth and Stars, Goku. When it does, choose wisely." System notification, skill updates Daiko Inyang Dragon Wave, 27%, plus 3%. Crimson Surge Kaioken, 47%, plus 4%. Mental Fortitude, new 6% Karo Cerealian Precision Mode, 36%, plus 5%. Key Delay Sense, new 4% Zarek Gravity Compression Combat, 24%, plus 5%. Balanced Regeneration, new 3%. Chapter 94, Gathering Storms. The skies above West City had been deceptively calm. Citizens strolled through its streets, shopping, laughing, and going about their lives unaware of the titanic energies converging in the shadows. But high above the city skyline, invisible to all but the most attuned, Daiko, Karo, and Zarek watched. Capsule Corp is just below, Karo noted, tapping his scouter. It's one of Earth's main tech hubs. If we want information on the current state of Earth's defenses, or anything related to Psion tech, this is the place. Daiko's arms were crossed, eyes narrowed. I feel resonance. Faint traces of Psion energy. Old, but familiar. Zarek's expression hardened. Frisia's scavengers might have left artifacts behind. Capsule Corp has been known to collect pieces of space tech. Daiko nodded. Then we go quiet. No flaring power. Just recon. Meanwhile, deep space on a barren asteroid base orbiting a dead planet, red mist hovered in his gravity chamber, drenched in crimson aura. His once immaculate armor was now scorched from intense solo training. Sparks of unstable ki crackled off his body like plasma. A projection appeared, an alien scout kneeling in fear. My lord. Earth's energy signatures have changed. New Psion readings have appeared at levels exceeding 100,000, suppressed but traceable. Red Mist's eyes gleamed. It's them. He clenched his fists. You were children in the underworld. But if you've reached the surface, I must see if you've earned the legacy you carry. He turned to the corridor behind him. Prepare the fleet. We depart for Earth at once. West City, Capsule Corp archives. Inside the heart of the tech giant, Daiko and Karo had infiltrated the outer levels while Zarek created a diversion near the city's outskirts, drawing attention away from the headquarters. They moved like shadows. Daiko's eyes scanned a room filled with blueprints, preserved data cores, and old pods, one even marked with a Frisia Force insignia. Bingo, Karo muttered, plugging a device into the terminal. Records indicate multiple crash landings, Psion pods recovered and modified. There's even a file tagged Bardock. Daiko stepped closer, brow furrowing. My uncle, Karo blinked. You're still processing that, huh? Daiko smirked faintly. It's strange. Psions don't bond. But it means something, knowing where I come from. A sudden alert blinked on the console. Warning, unidentified spacecraft entering Earth orbit. Karo's grin vanished. We're not the only ones watching Earth. Elsewhere, Kami's lookout. Kami stood on the edge once more, his staff vibrating with celestial warnings. They're coming, he whispered. Mr. Popo looked up. Red mist? No, others. But the storm behind them is his. In orbit, Frisia Remnant Vanguard. A fleet of obsidian warships pierced the Earth's atmosphere, disguised by advanced cloaking tech. At the helm of one vessel, a tall figure cloaked in red armor stood before a viewscreen. General Kraze, a former commander under Frisia, narrowed his gaze. Earth, so many secrets buried here. And now 3 escaped ghosts return from hell itself. He turned to his soldiers. Deploy quietly. Locate the Psions. We don't engage until Red Mist arrives. But if they resist, burn the cities. Back at the Capsule Corp rooftop as Daiko, Karo, and Zarek regrouped under the moonlit sky, a subtle hum vibrated through the atmosphere. Zarek looked up first. They're already here. Daiko's eyes flared momentarily with silver-blue aura. Then it begins. Karo activated his targeting key instinct, eyes narrowing to the sky. Multiple signatures. All foreign. All hostile. They each dropped their suppression barriers just enough to prepare. For the first time since escaping hell, they would face a war in the mortal realm. System notification, skill updates Daiko Crimson Surge Kaioken, 50%, plus 3%. Yin Yang Dragon Wave, 30%, plus 3%. Karo Cerealian Precision Mode, 40%, plus 4%. Key Delay Sense, 6%, plus 2%. Zarek Gravity Compression Combat, 28%, plus 4%. Balanced Regeneration, 5%, plus 2%. Current suppressed power levels, for Reconnaissance, Daiko, 800 Karo, 750 Zarek, 720, actual power remains unchanged and ready for release. Chapter 95, Red Mist descends the skies above East Blue Ridge cracked with unnatural thunder. Though no storm brewed, the very key of the world trembled. From orbit, a lone pod blazed through the clouds, burning red with unnatural heat. It impacted the highlands outside of West City with a shockwave that shattered nearby cliffs and scorched the ground to glass. As the smoke cleared, Red Mist stepped from the crater. His body glistened with the afterglow of re-entry. Cloaked in armor forged from Scion remains in Frisia Tech, his aura pulsed violently, unstable, volatile, and heavy with hate. His crimson hair whipped in the wind like a blood-stained banner. Power level detected, 287,000, unstable, name, Red Mist class, enhanced Scion remnant condition, augmented physiology/unknown enhancements. Red Mist extended his hand and crushed a nearby boulder with sheer key pressure. They've grown strong, he murmured. But power earned in hell lacks refinement. They will break. He turned his eyes westward. Come find me. Daiko. Kami's Lookout the World Guardian stood motionless, his staff vibrating with divine resonance. Popo, he said, voice tight. He has arrived. Mr. Popo bowed. The Scions? They will confront him soon, but I fear Red Mist is not just seeking battle. He's testing Earth itself. Kami turned his gaze to the west. And the Earth is unprepared. West City, Capsule Corp underground hangar. Daiko, Karo, and Zarek stared at the blinking terminal as a red triangle began flashing over a mountain region. The scanner didn't lie, a power signature had pierced the Earth's crust. Zarek growled. He's not hiding. No. He wants us to come, Daiko said quietly. Karo folded his arms. So we hit him first? No. We observe, then strike. Daiko's gaze was far off, his jaw clenched. We don't know his tricks yet. The system pinged. Incoming message, open transmission. A distorted voice hissed from the speakers. Daiko. Child of hell. Come. Face what you left behind. If you do not, I'll test this world's fire, one city at a time. Karo's eyes flared. He's baiting you. Daiko turned to the others. He won't stop. And if we wait too long, he'll find innocents to make examples of. Zarek cracked his knuckles. Then we fight. We don't need permission. East Blue Ridge, Red Mist's landing crater. The trio arrived just as the wind shifted. Trees bent away from the impact site. Birds had long since fled. Red Mist stood at the center of the scorched basin, arms folded. You came, he said, lips twisting into a smile. Good. Daiko stepped forward. This isn't hell. You won't survive here. Red Mist's grin widened. No, but I didn't survive there either. I became something greater. He shifted into a fighting stance. His aura rippling like a storm of fire and blood. Crimson aura surge, active temporary power level spike, 330,000. Daiko's eyes sharpened. He turned slightly toward his allies. Karo. Zarek. Let me go first. Zarek was already stepping to the side. Don't die. Karo smirked. We'll jump in if he starts cheating. Daiko nodded, stepped forward, and unleashed his Crimson Surge Kaioken, level 1. Crimson Surge Kaioken, X5 multiplier active. Daiko's power level. 544,000. Red Mist's eyes widened for a split second, and then his grin returned. So, you did grow. Their fists met in a shockwave that split the ground. Mountains rumbled in the distance. The sky turned red from the sheer pressure of their clashing ki. Daiko ducked a backhand, spun low, and slammed his elbow into Red Mist's side. The villain staggered but recovered fast, countering with a knee to Daiko's gut, followed by a double fist slam. Daiko caught both arms. "You're not the only one who trained for this," he said coldly. And unleashed his finishing move. Yin-Yang Dragon Wave, 33% mastery. A wave of spiraling black and white energy exploded from Daiko's hands, slamming into Red Mist with explosive force. The blast cratered the area even further, burying the enemy under tons of debris. Silence. Until rubble shifted. Red Mist emerged bleeding, coughing, but laughing. "You'll have to do better than that, nephew of Bardock." Daiko's eyes narrowed. "You know who I am?" "I know everything about your line," Red Mist hissed, his blood steaming. "And I will erase it." System notification, skill updates. Daiko Crimson Surge Kaioken, 55%, plus 5%. Yin-Yang Dragon Wave, 36%, plus 3%. Karo Cerealian Precision Mode, 41%, plus 1%. Ki Delay Sense, 7%, plus 1%. Zarek Gravity Compression Combat, 29%, plus 1%. Balanced Regeneration, 6%, plus 1%. Chapter 96, The Fracture of Bloodlines. The sky above East Blue Ridge shimmered with residual energy. The battlefield was cratered, jagged with charred rock and scorched soil. Smoke curled from the ruins where Daiko's Yin-Yang Dragon Wave had struck, but Red Mist still stood, cracked armor steaming and blood dripping from his chin. "You're tougher than I thought," Daiko muttered, lowering his arms as the crimson glow of his Crimson Surge Kaioken faded. Red Mist cracked his neck. "Of course I am. I was built for one purpose, to annihilate every remaining member of the Bardock line." Daiko's heart skipped. "Bardock?" Red Mist smirked. "You didn't know? He's your uncle." Daiko's fists clenched. "That can't be. Scions they don't keep track of family like that." "You didn't." "But the blood remembers," Red Mist growled. "Your power, your instincts, they scream of Bardock's defiance." Flashback, fractured memories. A surge of distorted memories erupted within Daiko. An image blurred, surreal, of a tall scion warrior standing alone against Frisia's approaching death ball, his face bloodied but resolute. Then, another flash. A cradle. The sound of a heartbeat. A momentary warmth, cut off too soon. System synchronization, genetic line confirmed. Cross-referencing data, Scion bloodline, Bardock, confirmed. Current relation to Son Goku, paternal cousin. Daiko's eyes widened. "That means Goku, your cousin, raised here. Weak at first, but he's close to blooming," Red Mist spat, rising to his full height again. "But you? You were forged in hell. And I'll prove that fire burns stronger than blood." Crimson battle reignites. Red Mist flared again, his unstable power surging. The ground fractured beneath him as he launched forward, faster than before. But Daiko met him mid-strike, fists colliding in a shockwave that split the air. "You think legacy is enough to beat me?" Red Mist snarled. "I don't care about legacy," Daiko shouted. "I care about protecting what I've chosen to fight for." The two exchanged devastating blows, Red Mist's berserker strength clashing against Daiko's refined movement. Sparks erupted with each contact, and the air itself began to warp from the pressure of their ki. Meanwhile, Karo and Zarek. Karo observed silently, scanning Red Mist's ki through narrowed eyes. "He's burning himself out," he noted. "His aura's collapsing inward between spikes." Zarek nodded. "He wasn't built to last. He's strong but unstable." "You think Daiko knows?" "He does now." Final clash. Red Mist lunged in, his body flaring red-black with unstable mutations, bits of Majin tissue pulsating beneath the surface. Daiko focused. He didn't need to overpower him. He needed precision. Crimson Surge Kaioken, X7 multiplier. Daiko's power level. 761,600. He sidestepped Red Mist's lunge and slammed his palm into Red Mist's back. Yin Yang Dragon Wave, rapid mode. A spiraling pulse of balanced energy tore through Red Mist's core, this time from within. It didn't explode, it suppressed, neutralizing the violent distortions in his ki. Red Mist screamed, falling to his knees, his aura unraveling. "You, traitor!" he hissed. "You turned your back on your scion nature." Daiko knelt beside him. "No. I reclaimed it." And with one final punch, he sent Red Mist into unconsciousness. Post-battle silence. Karo and Zarek landed nearby. Karo nudged Red Mist's unconscious form with his foot. "You think he's really done?" Zarek's eyes narrowed. "He's a mutation. We'll need to lock him somewhere secure." Daiko, still glowing faintly, stared off into the mountains. "Let's find Goku," he said softly. "It's time I met my cousin." System notification, skill updates. Daiko Crimson Surge Kaioken, 61%, plus 6%. Yin Yang Dragon Wave, 41%, plus 5%. Karo Cerealian Precision Mode, 44%, plus 3%. Ki Delay Sense, 9%, plus 2%. Zarek Gravity Compression Combat, 32%, plus 3%. Balanced Regeneration, 9%, plus 3%. Chapter 97, Cousins of Flame and Fate. The mountain winds were quiet now. Red Mist lay unconscious beneath a makeshift containment seal crafted from refined ki and reinforced capsule corp alloys. Daiko stood with his arms crossed, his face unreadable. Karo finished placing the last anchor crystal into the ground. "That should hold, assuming he doesn't start leaking antimatter from his spine again." Zarek cracked a knuckle. "If he twitches, I break a leg." Daiko didn't answer. His eyes had turned skyward toward a flicker of energy that had caught his attention not long after the battle. Faint, but disciplined. Familiar. He turned to the others. "There's someone nearby, fighting." The rhythm. The focus. "It's Scion, but different." Karo raised a brow. "Don't tell me you're sensing him already." Daiko nodded. "Son Goku." South City, Tenkaichi Budokai grounds. The grand stage of the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament had concluded only days ago. Goku had faced Piccolo Jr., revealing his full strength and even showing he could now fly, shocking the world. Their duel had nearly torn the arena apart. But now, the dust had settled. And Goku was resting just outside the city, in the open wilderness, away from the press and fanfare. He sat cross-legged on a flat stone, practicing stillness. His orange GI fluttered slightly in the breeze. "I can still feel him," he muttered. "That Namekian. I'll need to train harder." Then he paused, sensing something odd. Heavy. Pressurized. "Ha!" He stood just as three shadows descended from above, lightly touching down 20 meters away. Daiko stood in front. Calm. Observing. Karo and Zarek kept behind him, silent but alert. Goku's brow furrowed. "You guys aren't from around here." "No," Daiko said, stepping forward. "We came a long way to find you." Goku scratched his head. "And, who exactly are you?" Daiko hesitated, then said the words he had practiced 100 times but never imagined speaking aloud. "I'm Daiko. Son of Vares. Nephew of Bardock. That makes me your cousin." The air fell utterly still. Goku blinked. Once. Twice. Then laughed awkwardly. "Wait, hold on. Bardock? That was my dad's name." "How do you know that?" Daiko stepped closer and extended his hand. "Because I remember his face. And your mother's voice. Their memories echo in my blood. We're family, Goku." Goku's smile faded, confusion spreading. "That's a lot. I only just found out I was an alien last week." Daiko paused. "You didn't know?" "I mean, no." I thought I was just a weird, strong guy with a tail who loved food and fighting. Then Piccolo Jr. shows up and bam, world-ending fight. Now you're telling me I've got a cousin from outer space? Technically, from hell, Karo muttered. Zarek grunted. Long story. Goku scratched his cheek. Well, I don't not believe you. You do feel, kinda like me. Strong. Familiar, even. Because we share a bond, Daiko said. Even if Science didn't care much for family ties. I came here because I sensed your growth. Because I needed to see it for myself. Goku smiled again, genuine this time. Well, you're just in time. I was about to start training again. Karo smirked. Already? Goku beamed. Yeah. Piccolo's probably doing the same thing right now, and I can't fall behind. Zarek tilted his head. You're okay with us just showing up out of nowhere? Goku nodded. You don't seem evil. And even if you were, I've fought worse. He turned to Daiko. So, cousin, wanna spar? Daiko's lips curled into a smirk. I thought you'd never ask. Clearing outside South City, sparring session begins. They stood in the clearing, 30 meters apart. Karo and Zarek hovered above as silent spectators. Power suppression active. Daiko lowered his ki until it matched Goku's current level, around 260, knowing any higher would overwhelm the younger scion. Goku dropped into a relaxed stance. You're strong. I can feel it even if you're holding back. Same to you, Daiko said. Show me what Earth has taught you. And with that, they launched into a flurry of blows. Goku moved with polished skill, honed through real battle. Daiko parried with precise technique born from decades in the underworld. It was like watching two puzzle pieces locked together. Each strike was answered, each motion mirrored with sharp insight. After several minutes, both stood back, grinning. You're faster than I expected, Goku said, panting slightly. You adapt well, Daiko replied, breathing calm. Karo leaned to Zarek. They really are related. Zarek nodded. And if Goku gets stronger, he might actually keep up with us, Karo finished, amused. Later that night, around a fire the four of them sat around a small campfire, the stars above twinkling in peaceful silence. So, Goku asked between bites of roasted fish, what now? Daiko looked at the flames. We're going to stay hidden. Train. Watch. Zarek added, your world, it's about to change. Raditz. Vegeta. Nappa. Frieza. They're all coming. Karo smirked. And we'll be ready. This time, the Science won't fall. Goku nodded slowly. Then let's make sure we protect this world. Together. System notification, skill updates. Daiko Inyang Dragon Wave, 45%, plus 4%. Suppression control, 67%, plus 2%. Karo Cerealian Precision Mode, 47%, plus 3%. Key Delay Sense, 10%, plus 1%. Zarek Gravity Compression Combat, 34%, plus 2%. Balanced Regeneration, 11%, plus 2%.